Hey, what's up guys, my name is Azoh, and today we're going to talk about the new runes. I have not played a single game with them yet. I have all these. I haven't played a single game to get these yet, but I just logged in, basically just the morning for me. And I looked around a little bit. First I made my own rune page. A lot of people seem to basically be doing the same thing. If you want a really quick rune page, if you're about to go into a game, here you go. You can just copy this one, works fine. Good luck with the game. For the rest of you who actually want to go through the entire thing, well, we're running a Domination as our main, and we're running Electrocute, which is, this is really loud, sorry. Electrocute is basically, Thunderlords, more or less. There's really no other way to explain it. It's Thunderlords, it's the same thing, better scaling, but better bonus AD ratio and such. Hit 3 separate attacks or abilities, which is a little bit more tricky to do. You gotta remember you can't do it simply with WQE because presumably, again, I haven't played a game with this yet, so I might be speaking out of my ass, but presumably you can't do this with just WQE. They might count the Qs as separate abilities, don't think so, but it's a possibility. Either case, if you don't, well, you gotta do full all-ins with it, where you gotta attack and then back off and then do the WEQ combo. And of course, whenever you ulti, you are going to get it, because that's ultimate as one source of damage, and auto attacks and E's and Q. If you ulti, you're always gonna get electrocuted. Sudden Impact is a really nice reset. It's just for those jumping out of the brush and insta-killing someone after exiting stealth or using a dash, leap, blink, or teleport. Then any damage to a champion grants you 10 lethality and 8 magic penetration for 5 seconds. 5 seconds is all you need. You don't need 5 seconds, you need way less than that. And of course, Set has a W, which counts as a blink or a teleport. I'm not certain, but you do instantly move from one place to another. Blink or teleport, as it were. Very nice, extra lethality, extra magic penetration, I guess, for the hybrid, the adaptive damage as they call it, which you do have a lot of actually throughout the game. You do get a lot of adaptive damage. Not sure if that actually just the expression we provide at ADAP depending on much. Oh, sorry, no, this is what they mean. ADAP, like it adapts based on what you have the most of. So again, I'm seeing this for like a second time now. So first time really. Zombie Ward. This one is probably more up to what you prefer. I think Eyeball Collection is just fine too. Zombie Ward is basically after killing a ward, a friendly zombie ward is raised in its place. And since you run Duskblade, you're going to clear a lot of wards. This might inspire people to take the Red Sweeper as well, which is really nice. It just gets you wards by killing wards, and you do want to kill wards, so this lets you be a little bit more cognizant about where wards might be and such. It lets you focus on that. Ghost Poro, when you enter a brush, a Poro appears, stay behind and give you vision. It's probably good, but I'm probably more interested in Zombie Ward. I'm not entirely sure if this means, let's see here, after enter brush, breathe the first time, vision until you summon, yeah, it's only one. And these are, some wards are visible, last for 180 seconds, so don't count towards your ward limit. So I still think this is quite nice. I mean, it's also when your wards die, you get another one, so when it runs out, you get another one. It's just very, very nice. It's very consistent warding for you, it gives you good vision. But I think the one everyone's going to go for is Eyeball Collection. For each champion and ward takedown, you get an adaptive bonus damage. Or adaptive bonus, I suppose. 0.6 attack damage and one ability power per eyeball collected. Upon completing your collection at 20 eyeballs. Additionally, gain adaptive bonus of 6 AD or 10 AP. Collect 2 eyeballs per champion takedown, 1 eyeball per ward takedown. So this is just a vision tier, I suppose, because you'll be killing champions, but it's sort of like you get a bonus for killing wards, which is nice, I guess. It's not really Well, no. I can absolutely see taking Eyeball Collection over Zombie Ward, and with some testing, I might end up doing that if I feel like I'm falling too far behind on damage. I feel like there's maybe no need to go too hard on the damage. And we are talking about, well, we are talking about, what, 18 AD? You gain, yeah, because you gain 0.6 20 times. Right, the question is if it keeps stacking after that. Yeah, it's completing a collection of 20 eyeballs. Again, I'm sorry if this isn't too informative. You can copy this rune page and it'll work fine, but there are some tweaking that I'll need to do for this. But I'm probably gonna go Sunward. And then we have Ravenous Hunter. Unique takedowns grants permanent healing from ability damage, which is just really nice, because this means you don't have to get death stance. Or you get death stance when you have 6 lifesteal, or spellbound rather. Which is really, really cool. There's really no more than that. I'm sorry, I'm recording a video. Ingenious Hunter, unique takedown grants permanent active item cooldown reduction, including trinkets. Could be good. What's the... Can we just do that? 10% item CDR plus resistance, 6% per bounty hunter stack. So you'd get what? You'd get 40% reduction of item cooldowns at max level. That's quite nice. You don't really have many items you want to spam that much though. Yomas is nice. I guess this does count towards the Duskblade as well. Oh well, no, it's not really an active item. No, it would just count towards the active clickable items. So that would be Yomas, Tiamat's, Bork. I guess it's. I guess those are that really. Hedronite. Hedronite could be nice. This could be very nice for Hedronite. But I think compared to free lifesteal or spellvamp, 2.5% base, and then you get upwards to what? You get 15% in total. Yeah, if you get all stacks, you get 15% lifesteal, which is quite nice. 1/3 for area of effect abilities. Maybe not as good, which is why I think maybe Relentless Hunter is the best one. Gain 8 out of combat movement speed plus 8 per bounty hunter stack. So that is, of course, 48. Which is nice, but again, I think this is the most underwhelming tier. It doesn't really feel like any... Maybe Ingenious Hunter is the best one just because the others feel sort of underwhelming, but it is nice to be able to skip defensive items to get some healing. This does help your roaming. The sort of the scaling with itself, I guess, is that you're looking for roams to get stacks with which you roam. So it's sort of this scales with itself sort of thing, because you want to, the more movement speed out of combat you have, the more you want to roam. And well, you get more movement speed out of combat for it. The amounts are so low that you're not really going to see a wow, it's a massive benefit. It's more like it rewards that sort of playstyle more than anything. But I think these are basically what you prefer as well. I'm certain there's going to be an optimal mastery page soon enough, but as it is right now, unfortunately not. So I'm probably sticking with Ravenous Hunter, though I definitely concede that Relentless Hunter is quite good. So if you prefer that sort of playstyle, go for that. I'm not sure. I have another rune page I'm going to show you which does have it. So then we take Sorcery as the second one, and we take the one. I sort of think they screwed up with Sorcery because these two seem just completely bananas. We start with the least bananas of the two. The Ultimate Hat. Your ultimate cooldown is reduced by 5%. That's very good. You remember, Zed's ultimate does not cost any energy at all, which is really good. Each time you cast your ultimate, its cooldown is further reduced by 2%. Stacks up to 5 times. Sorry, I'm mixing my numbers. Which means you get maximum level when you've used the ultimate 5 times, which doesn't take very long. And again, it scales with itself because the more times you use it, the faster you can use it again to get to the 5 stacks. Shouldn't take too long to get that. Sometime mid-game you should easily have had this, which is 15% on top of your normal 30-40%, which is up to 55% cooldown on the ultimate, which is insanely good late game. And especially with champions who can spam their ultimates even more or have like really long cooldowns on their ultimates, the value you get is insane. Or even the ones that have really short cooldown, they can basically have it up all the time. It's crazy, approaching Earth levels with that. And then we have Mr. Gathering Storm. Every 10 minutes, gain AP or AD adaptive. 10 minutes, 580, 20 minutes, 1480, 30 minutes, 2980, 40 minutes, 4880, 50 minutes, 7280, 60 minutes, 10180. This is quite nuts. Obviously, what you're usually going to get from this is 3080, but 3080 is more than you'd get from all the runes into AD before, right? It's unbelievably much. And that's one of them. Gathering Storm seems absolutely crazy. It's a shame because there are some other really interesting ones that I wanted to try out, like Water Walking plus Celerity. But you know, I can't really. I mean, there are something like Nullifying Orb. You can take. Oh, it's going to be a heavy AP matchup. And in certain matchup, you probably would switch maybe the ultimate hat to Nullifying Orb or similar. But I can't see myself not taking Gathering Storm. It seems crazy strong. So let me show you. This is my offensive CDR. I call it offensive CDR because I had a different before. It's basically just going to be. I'm just going to call it Electrocute Z. And we're going to switch to. Let's see. I'm going to switch to Gotta Go Fast. This is my talent page, I think. Could be my Z page as well if I want to do that roam playstyle. So basically we have Domination, we have Predator, which is it enhances your boots with the active effect Predator, so you can activate them, and it takes 1.5 seconds to channel, and you gain 45% movement speed for 15 seconds, which is really good. Damaging attacks or abilities end this effect, dealing 60 to 140 bonus adaptive damage. So combine that with a sudden impact, and you have a Dead Man's Plate effect, but really strong. Which lets you just run into someone with the extra damage, smashing into them face first with, well, that's a large amount of damage. It's less damage than the Electrocute or Thunderlords, as I will call it all the time. But it is quite effective, especially for the extra movement speed. So I'm not entirely sure here, just because of the damage being lower, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be quite effective because you combine it with Sudden Impact, which you'll get all the time. You combine it with Celerity, which says gain 4% increased movement speed and add 8% of your bonus movement speed to your AD or AP or AD. That's very good. That is very, very good. Yeah. And you just overall just increase, because you take the Relentless Hunter as well. Unique Champion Takedown grants permanent movement speed, so you get more and more and more extra movement speed. You get well, overall just the roam playstyle really. And here we do take the eyeball collection, just because we're going to be roaming, and we're probably going to have a sweeper here. Just run around, Duskblade Sweeper, clear all the wards, and yeah, just roam. You gotta go fast. This is a high speed playstyle. Probably gonna pick up mobilities on this one, or mobilities are a little bit risky. I think Swifties is probably better, because with mobilities you lose a lot of potential damage. But you know, we'll see exactly how it works out. I think this is gonna be quite cool. I have some other pages, but I don't really want to comment on these one too much. I think this one is just straight up not much to talk about. This is TF with the, not Domination, Electrocute. TF with the Electrocute. You just take the, I mean, this sort of speaks for itself. Obviously, you have Electrocute, Thunderlords with TF, really easy to do. You do a stun card, you do an attack, you do a Q, or Q attack, or attack with E. You're always going to get it. Cheap Shot, very obvious, true damage against impaired movements and actions. I wonder how TF gets those. Zombie Ward, it's roaming. And obviously it lets you stay alive against the other attacks and lets you sort of give you bonus for clearing wards. Relentless Hunter helps your roaming, which is something TF likes to do. And then we take, of course, Ultimate Hat, speaks for itself. I already explained this one. And Gathering Storm speaks for itself. Definitely. I will be back to you with a better video on this, where I've had time to test it, but I know people are going to be asking me very, very soon, what runes do I do? Well, if you want a quick rune page for Zed, I think this one is quite great. However, I've seen a lot of people saying Dark Harvest, and I'm sorry for not talking about it yet, saying Dark Harvest is very good. I think the mid-game damage does look great on Dark Harvest, so good that it might actually become the best one, but I don't like the playstyle of this, having to rely on a big minion. It's interesting though. It might be an interesting playstyle dynamic where you sort of wait for the big minion and then go in, but you gotta like sort of synchronize the big minion and the Duskblade. It does last for 20 seconds. You can kind of get the big minion, run into the jungle or the brush or out of combat or out of vision, get Duskblade, jump in, get the sudden impact, and then just sort of go bananas with that. I don't think that's unrealistic at all, really. Well, I don't want to recommend it before I've really tried it. I can recommend these without even trying them. I'm very certain that the damage of this one is going to be great. But, well, we'll see with time. I'm not entirely sure. It does say that this increases, like, Soul Charge lasts for 20 seconds, increases 300 seconds after collecting 150 Soul Essences, which means the damage as you collect enough Soul Essences, like, it is... well, you won't really have to play around it either. It's just sort of gonna be there as a permanent power-up, which might nullify these, considering you'll have this for so long. But, it does consume them, so I'm not entirely sure. But you're gonna boost yourself up and then consume them, and then boost yourself up and consume them. So it's not like you have no downtime with this. But it does sort of also give you a reason for farming late game, and it's a really good excuse to tell people, wait, I need that farm. I need to soul charge myself. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for me. If you have any suggestions, do leave them in the comments. I will be back with a better video, with a more detailed video where I've had time to try out all the different rune pages. But this is the one I'd go for right now. Alternatively, I would go for this one, if you really want to roam and have some fun. Alternatively, I would go for this, if you want to try for that more high damage sort of playstyle. But again, I don't know, I think the Dark Harvest combined with the Gathering Storm is really strong too, so I'm uncertain. Actually, I will just throw in this one as well. I think it's worth mentioning that you can do a Electrocute Sudden Impact Eyeball Collection Ingenious Hunter, which does let you roam better. So this is with the Yomas, the extra item cooldown is really good. Again, these one is just, I think this tier is basically just what you prefer. I think that's a lot of what they're going for, what you prefer. But I think this one you can do all of them. There will probably be one that ends up being really, really strong. Actually, I think it might be Ingenious Hunter now. The more I look at it, the more it's pretty nice with the Yomas, actually. But either of these can work quite well. I think with this setup, I'd probably do Ingenious Hunter for the extreme roam style. But again, you can do Ravenous Hunter. What I wanted to talk about was the Precision with Triumph and Coup de Grace. So these are you're used to these. This is Executioner and Dangerous Game, basically. Triumph restores 50% of missing HP and grants an additional 20 gold on takedown. Very nice. The healing is quite effective. 25 gold, it's an extra big CS. It's like an extra cannon minion. It's quite good. Coup de Grace, 10% more damage to champions who have less than 40% HP. Additionally, takedown champions grant an adaptive bonus of 9 attack damage or 50 and ability powers for 10 seconds. So these two combined make you very, very efficient in team fights. This is sort of a team fight oriented build, this one, because you do with the Electrocute and Sudden Impact. All of these are essentially quite effective in team fights with the AoE, lifesteal, and these two are just good synergy, really. So just want to throw that in there. This is probably going to save this one as my team fighting Zed. Actually, we'll do Zed team fight. Alright. In the case, let me know what you guys think. And yeah, I'll be back later. Take care. Peace.